tipper demo on the 23rd of May. Today I'm going to be showing you some of the stuff that we've been working on over the past 2 weeks. Mainly our focus has been on quality of life improvements, as well as any sort of fixes or improvements that were highlighted by our community during testnet tipping. So I'm going to run you through those quickly, and the first one is that we now persist wallet connections on browser refresh. So one of the issues people were having was every time you connected your wallet and then came back to the tipper, it would disconnect your wallet and you would have to start again. And obviously that adds a bit of friction to every tip you make. And basically we've now made it so that your wallet connection is persisted. So if I connect my wallet here and I connect my account 2, which is a test wallet that I've got, and I follow through and connect, as you can see, wallet is now connected and it's fetching some data because I've connected my wallet. If I now refresh the page, you can see that my wallet stays connected. Or if I take this link and open it in a different tab, for example, that tab still shows as the wallet still shows as connected. The second change is that we now make sure that you are connected to the correct network every time you try to use the tipper. And that's especially important for testing, because if people are trying to use the tipper at the moment, we don't want them to use it on mainnet simply because it's still in pre-release stage. So I'll show you how that works. If I open up my MetaMask, and I'm currently connected to Smart Chain, but let's say testnet Smart Chain. Let's say I accidentally connected to Ethereum, which our app doesn't work on. We now show sort of clear messaging that they're on the incorrect network and that you need to switch. And the same applies for if you connect to the mainnet on the Smart Chain. Obviously, again, since our software is pre-release, that we don't allow them to connect to Smart Chain on mainnet yet. So if I switch back to testnet, it should let me through and the tipper performs as normal. This was a bug that we actually discovered when the community was testing it, and they were trying to use it on mainnet. So it's really good for our community having flagged that up and having discovered the issue. Again, a lot of these things kind of only happen or get discovered when people actually start using it and testing it as normal. So it's really good to see some feedback from the community on there. The third change that we've made is that we now perform a balance check before we let you tip. So one of the future iterations of the tipper will actually display your balance, but this sort of initial improvement is to make sure that you actually have the right amount of WebReward in order to complete a tip. So if we have a look at my wallet, the token's loading, we can see I've got 4,060 WebReward coin. And that means I can make a tip of 100, 1,000. I can't make a tip of 5,000 because I don't have enough. So if I click on that, I get a clear message saying that I've got an insufficient balance. It shows me my current balance, and if I click on it, it doesn't do anything. So basically, we prevent people from tipping, and we also inform them if they have insufficient balance. If I switch that back to 100, the next improvement that we've made is that we now have better messaging and notifications to indicate whether or not your transaction has failed or succeeded. So if I use 1,000 as an example, I'm going to tip the demo recipient 1,000 WebReward. So if I click that and start a transaction and fire that off, we should see the loading indicator as normal. And if we just wait a few seconds, we should see an alert pop up that actually informs me that my tip has been successful, who I've tipped, how much I've tipped them, and just basically making it a lot more user-friendly. There we go. So it's popped up now. Tip has been successful, and I've tipped the demo recipient 1,000 WebReward. That's all working fine. If I close that, back to the original point about balances updating. We also, every time you tip, we update your balance in the background to make sure that we always have the most up-to-date balance of your wallet. So if I check now, because I've donated 1,000 WebReward, I should have 3,070, I believe. Yeah, 3,060, sorry. Now, if I try to enter 3,060, it lets me tip. If I try to donate 3,070, again, insufficient balance. So we make sure that even if you're doing multiple tips, that we're always sort of updating your balance and making sure that you never try to donate we never let you attempt to tip, basically, if your balance is insufficient. And then finally, we've also got some extra messaging on what happens if a tip fails. A tip can fail for many reasons. For example, there's an issue with the wallet that you're using, or there's an issue with the wallet connection, or an issue with the network. But in this case, I'm going to simulate the error by actually just rejecting the transaction in MetaMask, which sometimes people do by accident, or sometimes you just want to revert the transaction because you basically don't want it to go through. So if we just let this load a little bit, testnet can be a bit slow at times, but it should appear correctly. There we go. So if I now reject this transaction, we've also got some more messaging around that. To basically inform the user that the tip has been unsuccessful and that they need to try again later. In this case, it was obviously a user-initiated action, so they know what they just did. They rejected the transaction, but if something unexpected happens, at least the user is informed of that. So that is those are the quality of life improvements that we've introduced in the past couple of weeks. Again, we're always looking for community feedback on this, so if you need help testing or getting set up to test, please get in touch with one of the team and we'll get you set up to let you use this on testnet. It's obviously got a few extra steps compared to using it on mainnet, but we hope that we can make it easier as time goes by. And then obviously when it comes to launch time, that obviously people will be able to use it on mainnet. But yeah, so over the next few weeks, we're going to add more of these quality of life improvements, especially any sort of issues or things that are raised by the community during testing. But yeah, we hope that you enjoy how the tipper is developing. And always, if you've got any feedback or any ideas, please let us know on our Telegram channel. We're always available.